Gracias a Timekettle por patrocinar este video.
Communication is one of the most fundamental human qualities that we have. I think as technology grows, also seems like our borders do as well. That also means we might run into roadblocks when it comes to language. And there are thousands of language and dialects around the world, and if you don't know them, that can make communication almost impossible. Even right now, I bet in the comments section, a lot of you, maybe English isn't your first language. But what if there was a technology that removed those barriers? A way to talk with anyone, anywhere, regardless of language. And that's exactly what Timekettle WT2 Edge is trying to do, and they do a really good job. So before I tell you everything that Timekettle is doing, my favorite part of all the videos, you know what it is, giveaway time. We get a chance to say thank you, and you for generally being awesome, good human beings, supporting the channels over the past few years. $500 giveaway, open to anyone in the world. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you would do with your Timekettle W2 Edge, but be sure to leave your social handle so I have a way to contact you if you win. Open to anyone in the world. All information, though, will be in the description. All right, so what makes these seemingly normal looking earbuds so unique? Well, they aren't actually earbuds, first of all. Instead, they are real-time translators that work bi-directionally and simultaneously. Let's say I'm traveling to Mexico and I don't speak Spanish and you live there. I could go with one of these in my ear and I could hand you another one and we could talk to each other, have a natural conversation in real time. In your ear, you would hear me translated to Spanish, and in my ear, I would hear what you were saying in Spanish translated to English, and again, all happening in real time. Seeing this happen and hearing this happen just sounds and it's like you're experiencing future tech, like a science fiction movie come to life. But it's real, it's fabulous, and I have them here. So we're gonna put it into listen mode, and I've got Ralph here, who's a native Spanish speaker. He's gonna say things in Spanish. I don't know what he's going to say, nor do I speak Spanish all that well. And then I will say the translation as I hear it out loud, and we'll test the accuracy.
El ratón se comió todo el queso.
The mouse ate all the cheese.
Esta es una pregunta. ¿Cuál es tu favorito teléfono?
It's a question. Which one is your favorite telephone? It's a good one. That was easy. All right, so what if you just want to have a conversation with somebody? So want to ask somebody directions or have questions, you just share a headphone. So I gave Ralph the right ear. We're gonna go ahead and push play here. My foot fell off in a terrible motorcycle accident. Where is the closest hospital?
Perdón, pero aquí no hay hospital en esta ciudad.
Is there a doctor anywhere who can sew my foot back on?
Sí tenemos un doctor, pero está de vacación.
Can you sew my foot back on?
El único problema es que se me acabó todas las cintas.
Okay, where is the bathroom then? I will do it myself.
Adentro para la derecha.
So we're not just limited to English and Spanish here. These things work between 40 languages and 93 different accents. And with those, you are getting 95% accurate in your translations. And it's, again, crazy fast. It'll translate anywhere from half a second to 3 seconds so that you can have a more real-time conversation. It also supports offline translation for up to 8 languages, so you can take these things anywhere you are and even get that translation that you need. I can already see it in the comments. Digital translation devices have been around for a while, and your smartphone probably has a translation app built into it. And there are also standalone handheld translators that you can buy. But there are a few big differences between handheld translators, what you've got on your phone, and the WT2 Edge. The handheld options certainly have their place, but it's a longer process. It makes communication less natural. Plus, there's a lot more steps involved. So, for example, I could say, "Hey, Alec, how are you doing today?" But also, where is the bathroom?
Hola, Alex, ¿cómo estás hoy? Pero también, ¿dónde está el baño?
So now I'd have to hand it to Alec, Alec would reply and hand it back. There's a delay. You don't get that instant communication, instant translation you get from a natural conversation. And that definitely works, and it's better than not communicating at all. But with the WT2 Edge, you can just talk like you would in a normal conversation. Plus, because you wear it in your ear, you have a hands-free experience. Lets you focus on your conversation, like me who gesticulates like crazy, than whether or not the translation or translation app is working. There are also no buttons you have to hold or any activation that you have to do. You just talk, and the translation happens really naturally and really easily. I wanted to know how this was possible, like how it was happening. So there are a few core technologies that Timekettle is implementing here. So W2 Edge is using what Timekettle is calling hybrid comm technology. And with that, you're getting a few things. First, it's called Boost Clean Speech. This is vector noise reduction technology. It detects the sound coming from your mouth and hears it really clearly while eliminating other noises around it. So plus it's using RINVAD voice recognition algorithm that automatically detects voices and automatically segments sentences so they're translated correctly. Essentially, it's taking a big, long stream of consciousness and breaking it up so each section is getting translated and translated really accurately. It also uses what Timekettle is calling TurboFast SI, which makes sending the signals over Bluetooth possible. And lastly, in order to support 40 languages, Timekettle is using Unismart AI Translation Cloud Platform. Essentially what that does, it integrates the world's top translation engines, which makes this one of the most accurate and also stable solutions in the world. At least to me, there was no doubt that this technology was awesome. And I would imagine at least one or two scenarios that you can imagine where this technology would be incredibly useful. But there are other features WT2 Edge also has. So first is when you're in a large group. It's called touch mode. That's to record what you are saying by touching just the earbud. And then it'll be delivered to everyone listening, which is nice. So for example, if you're an international business meeting, you can deliver your message up to 6 people. There's also a speaker mode that only uses one earbud in the app. So instead of a second person wearing an earbud, they can just listen and talk through the phone. There's also listen mode, which translates what you hear, but not what you say. This is awesome if you're watching like international movie or listening to somebody give a speech in a different language or anything like that. And finally, there's a group chat that can translate for 40 people in 40 languages simultaneously. And if there's one bit of tech that seems crazy futuristic, it's this. And I know as the world starts to open back up again, some of the barriers to maybe traveling and experience everything around the world is language. Maybe you want to take a vacation to Mexico, you don't speak Spanish. Maybe you want to go to Japan, you don't speak Japanese, or you want to visit India and don't speak Hindi or one of the other dialects there. That makes it hard to go if you have food allergies, you can't communicate, if you have to find where a restroom is, or you just want to get directions to your hotel. All those things become very difficult. So these obviously have a lot of uses, but one use I think is pretty unique is visiting family or friends internationally. So you can talk and communicate with them while you are there. And if those friends or family want to come and visit you as well, you can give them these headphones. They could walk around, be able to communicate with the world, and so their new location can be completely opened up to them. There's obviously a lot of use cases. I think one of the coolest use cases for this technology is actually in schools. For students who's coming into the school system whose English is not their first language. Oftentimes those kids are at an immediate disadvantage for learning. These headphones can open that world up to them. They could hear the teacher talking in their native language. They could communicate with friends all while learning a new language. It's just an awesome way to give kids an advantage as it sort of adapts to their new surroundings. With the WT2 Edge, all those barriers are literally and figuratively taken down, and the borders become open. You can now talk, communicate with anyone around the world, and they can talk and communicate with you. You can learn about different cultures, experience different cultures in a way you never could before. It's just an awesome use of technology that is not only practical, it also can make you safer and make your travel experience, I think, generally more enjoyable. If you want to learn more, I think you should, I'll put a link to them down below.